place in the heavyweight race here at KROC last year. And the winner of the 24-hour Lelystad race in the Netherlands. We know that he is going to be a favourite once more this season. The same can absolutely be said of drivers like David Harvey, starting further back in the pack, a 2026 Raiha Pro Class Pro champion. Ooh, and a bit of a side-on-side moment there involving David Harvey with Anthony Deverell. They kind of got into each other a little bit there at the first hairpin. It's going to be Saul Gregory that leads the early stages. Brand Vendeneinder in second place. See there further back, one of the front runners from an earlier heat, Dylan Kadir Ihtiyar. He started from the very back of the field in this one. He's going to have some work to do. Quite confident that he has the skills in the locker to make such a move. A two-time Dutch champion going back to 2012 and 2014. This game for quite a long while, the 31-year-old of Turkish descent, Dutchman. Saul Gregory it is that leads the way. Brand Vendeneinder goes for the lead though and moves into position. Anwar Beryl-Smith trying to hang it around the outside at the second hairpin. He'll settle into second for the time being. Gregory third, and then at the back of that queue in P4 is the 4, and that is Selway. David Harvey up to fifth, making up 3 places on the first lap. You see him there aboard the number 9. He is certainly going to be a threat for podium, if not victory, in this heat as the race goes on. David Harvey did his second heat of the weekend this morning, so only had 1 heat on the board coming out of Saturday. Vendeneinder goes defensive. Beryl-Smith in second. Saul Gregory, the 12, in third place. You can see there, Beryl-Smith kind of means business, doesn't he? All 3 wide, surely not through the S's. They somehow all make it work, but Harvey has leapfrogged up into 4th place there at the expense of Josh Selway. Harvey is firmly infiltrating the lead pack now then. And I don't think Barry Lakes is too far behind them either. Lakes there in 6th position. Of course, we saw Barry this morning in his second heat as well. Vendeneinder would certainly come in as a potential favourite in the A final. He should have done enough, so long as he continues to be up at the front in this one, to comfortably make the A. Saul Gregory there side by side with David Harvey, not willing to give way to Harvey. Certainly one of the favourites this year in the heavyweight division is Harvey, who's regularly raced here in the Buckmore 24 hours. It's a mix of sprint and endurance on a regular basis. While some of our competitors here are more sprint specialists doing or endurance specialists doing a sprint as a one-off. Brand Vendeneinder leads yet another lap, but it's getting more and more intense behind him. Anwar Beryl-Smith with a watching brief in second place, with Saul Gregory not far behind at all. 3 wide, 3 into 1, not going. Unfortunately, Josh Selway, the party that found out the hardest there, he's down into 6th place then. Barry Lakes in 5th. So Lakes has joined that group. 6 now fighting for the lead, and with Dylan Kadir Ihtiyar in 7th and Ben Paynes just behind him, I think the gap, or the pack, could increase to 8 before long, maybe even 9, because Harry Gurney isn't far away in 9th place either. They could do with working together, not fighting, but I think any chance of the cooperation is already out of the window among those side by side right now. Gregory being demoted there by David Harvey, and now with Barry Lakes up his inside at Conway's as well. So Saul Gregory down to 5th place. Brand Vendeneinder managing the race well from the front of the field right now, and look at that, it is going to be 8 for the lead before long, because Kadir Ihtiyar and Paynes are there. Paynes, who is the member of his own team, the Kinetic Racing Team outfit. Founder and owner of that squad and a champion at Tamworth, a champion in Club 73 karting as well. We know he is strong. And look at this pack, it's 8 for the lead. The entire field split by less than 5 seconds at the line last time by. Rather the polar opposite of the 10-second gap driveaways that we've seen in a few of the races this morning. Van den Einde now with Beryl Smith directly behind him. David Harvey in third. He wasn't in third, actually. Barry Lakes was, but a tap to the rear ensures that Barry Lakes drops back behind David Harvey. Selway in amongst it as well. There you see the 13 of Ben Paynes. He's on the upward trajectory. Saul Gregory has rather free-fallen to the rear of this pack now. He's just lost out to Dylan Kadir Ihtiyar, so Saul Gregory is now in 8th place. And Harry Gurney in 9th position is closing in on this pack as well. That's 3, maybe 4 wide into Garda. That surely doesn't go. And I tell you what, it's gotten so intense there further back that the top 3 have broken clear. Van den Einde, Beryl Smith and Harvey now have 1.5 seconds back to 4th place man Josh Selway. Paynes is up to 5th position. Oh, and a bit of a lunge there from Barry Lakes. Barry Lakes has been the aggressor on a few occasions this morning. I say this morning, it's 2 PM already. We're well into the afternoon. .46 on the helmet there of Dylan Kadir Ihtiyar. He's running in the number 10. This race, of course, just joining us, they don't stay married to their karts throughout the event. It's a different kart pretty well every time. It's a random draw. As you'll know, spec machinery can only ever be so spec. There are nuances and minor differences between machines that should theoretically be identical, so it is a game of adaptation as much as anything in this event. Selway controlling this 4th place battle. Unfortunately, they're almost 3 seconds back from David Harvey in 3rd place. There is the leading trio, which is closing up incidentally. Bram van den Einde leading the charge, and then for 4th place there up the inside is Ben Paynes. Paynes assumes the lead of the secondary pack then. Anwar Beryl Smith looking left and right to see where David Harvey is, and I think Harvey driving in a measured fashion right now, waiting to strike in the latter laps. Meanwhile, the peloton here in 4th place and back, anything but measured. Paynes to the inside there of Kadir Ihtiyar, trying to hold on to this 4th place. And Paynes, I think, getting a little bit frustrated, understandably so. The Kinetic Racing Team will be cheering him on. A few representatives of the squad here this weekend. Paynes, I think, feels like he's leading a huge train. He is leading a huge train, but he must feel like he's riding on a rocket right now. Dylan Kadir Ihtiyar proving to be a solid adversary. Selway right there with him. Saul Gregory's recovered and bounced back a little bit, actually. He's making positive strides, and he may get another position here because Selway there trying to get to the inside scrubbed all his pace away. Selway remains in 6th ahead of Gregory for now. Van den Einde and Beryl Smith remain in a 1-2 order. David Harvey just a couple of kart lengths back. I think Harvey may be settling for 3rd in this one. I don't think he's pushing 10/10ths out there by the looks of it. Is he waiting for things to explode between these two? Or is he simply aware of the fact that third place will do enough for him to make it to the A final. I suspect the latter. You see there Van den Einde and Anwar Beryl-Smith turning through the S-bends. Ben Payne's in 4th position, Dylan Ihtiyar in 5th, and Selway in 6th place, at the line at least. See if that's shifted again in a moment. Top 3 through centre and now towards the Cafe Curve. Shake of the head there from Anwar Beryl-Smith. 90 seconds to go. This will be the penultimate lap of the race. Bram van den Einde goes defensive once more, favouring that far inside line, and David Harvey has rejoined proceedings. I think he was just kind of biding his time to see when things would kick off between these two, and now that we are battling in earnest, Harvey is more than happy to step up to the occasion. I think it's settled down a little bit at the sharp end of that secondary pack. Payne's had a few tenths over Dylan Ihtiyar, who in turn had a few tenths over Josh Selway. And there's been a change for the lead. Anwar Beryl-Smith is the race leader. Bram van den Einde, who's led the entire race to this point, is now down to 2nd place. Final lap. Can Bram van den Einde do anything about it? What about David Harvey, though, sweeping around the outside at Conway's and Henry's? And through, back again, goes Bram van den Einde on the inside at the first hairpin. Anwar Beryl-Smith's tenure as the race leader short-lived. Can he fire back in the last half a lap here? Through goes the top 3. Beryl-Smith still trying to find a way through, but I think van den Einde may have done enough. But Harvey gets a good run out of Garda, trying to find his way around the outside of Anwar Beryl-Smith, but it's not to be. It's going to be van den Einde from Beryl-Smith from Harvey, with one of our closest finishes among the podium all day. 2 tenths separating them. Ben Payne's in 4th position. A well-managed race from him ahead of Dylan Ihtiyar and Josh Selway in